By now, we all know how much Sony loves to get their creative paws over the Spider-Man character and what stories that they want to tell with said character and how they want to tie in with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's always baffling to me how Sony is trying to build like their own cinematic universe of some sort without a Spider-Man, which is weird and it just doesn't work. Like no one cares about a Sinister Six when there's no Spider-Man to fight, or like a Kraven the Hunter movie. But all those problems could be solved with the recent update that they're actually working on a live-action Miles Morales film, which solves a lot of issues that people have. I mean, sure, it still wouldn't work as well, like Miles Morales fighting Venom, like Venom's first encounter with a Spider-Man would be Miles instead of Peter. Yeah, that's a little weird, but I guess it's better than nothing, them just becoming a bunch of group of anti-heroes just doing nothing. And it actually gives Sony something to like strive towards. Like they don't have to be so codependent with the MCU. Obviously they have, you know, Tom Holland and his version of Peter Parker in the MCU, and they make revenue off of that, but then they also have like their own merits, which a lot of people would give them criticism on. It's like, here you are trying to make like these PG-13 Venom movies with no Spider-Man and lack of gore and blood and all that. It just doesn't really work out as much. And then you have films like Morbius. A live-action Miles Morales has always been something fans have been anticipating for many years now, you know, all the way back, you know, maybe in 2017 with Homecoming, where they teased Miles for a bit.
I can't
Yeah, sorry, Miles. I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, I'm just stuck.
So there was always like heavy speculation, especially with like Into the Spider-Verse, like when would we see just a live action depiction of that, whether it be in the MCU first or with Sony, because it's kind of unclear what characters that the MCU can use versus what Spider-Man characters Sony is only allowed to use. It's a bit unclear, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this version of Miles that sort of differs from Into the Spider-Verse, because it's like if you're just going to retell that story but in live action, then it really serves no purpose. Like imagine they just do it like beat for beat, like his whole origin from Into the Spider-Verse. It's like, well, then this serves no purpose. Like if I just wanted to see a version of that, I'll just watch Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse, because there's just been so much discussion online on fans wanting Sony to have a Spider-Man so they can like fill in that gap. It's like you finally have purpose for like Venom and like any Sinister Six team up. A lot of people, you know, strive towards like Andrew Garfield, but bro isn't exactly in his younger days. Like he's not like old, but nah, it's not happening. And a part of me kind of wishes that they had done this decision to have a live action Miles a bit sooner, like maybe like a few years earlier, so that way that once you have the character solidified, you could actually have that version and the MCU Peter Parker crossover in some way, like Secret Wars or something. It'd be pretty much similar beat for beat from the comics, where Miles Morales was centered in the Ultimates universe, which was separate from the main 616 Marvel comic universe. But after the ramifications of Secret Wars, the Ultimate Universe was basically destroyed, and now he was a part of a new universe, like the 616 universe. So that's how Peter and Miles were able to coexist with one another. And also just jump on the bandwagon of like just the Miles Morales hype train with, you know, obviously Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. You got Marvel Spider-Man 2 coming out later this year, so it's not really surprising. Like this whole Spider-Verse thing is just not dying anytime soon. They're trying to make like a solo animated Spider-Woman movie with Haley Steinfeld's Gwen Stacy. Pretty sure they're making like a live action spin-off show of like Spider-Man Noir, and then obviously they're continuing with like Spider-Man 4 in the MCU. And they said that Tom Holland and Zendaya returning. Now I might be in the minority here, but I really, from the bottom of my heart, do not want Zendaya's MJ to return for Spider-Man 4.
What?
All right, hear me out for a second. I have no issue or problem with her rendition of the MJ character. I think she has a really good dynamic and chemistry with Peter Parker, specifically in No Way Home. But I just felt like No Way Home ended in such a way that it just serves as a fresh start for Peter. And this is the great segment into introducing new side characters and to really step away from any previous or pre-established characters in the MCU that revolved themselves around Peter. Like it's just time to move on. This is the college trilogy. So like I said, I have nothing against her or like her character, but I don't want her or Ned to come back like at all. I just want Peter to do his own thing, but we'll see what happens.